Welcome to the Go Flush Yourself podcast with Jared Kirk and Matt Milbauer. Welcome to another episode of Go Flush Yourself podcast. I'm Matt and here with Jared. One thing, Jared, I thought maybe you wanted to talk about is you're looking at a new vest. I run a Final Rise vest I got a couple seasons ago for Christmas from the wife. I've loved it. What have you been looking at?
Well, right now, I'm currently running a Pella Burden Light, and if you haven't heard of that, it's because it's very old. I think I've had it for 14 years.
That's good.
The strap vest, it's kind of like along the, I don't want to say same lines as Final Rise and those kind of strap vests, but it's a strap vest. But it's seen better days. It's a little rip and torn and all that stuff. So I've been kind of floating the idea of getting another vest. Final Rise is obviously a contender. I like the Summit. That's kind of the one I'm looking at right now, just because I think for my time in Arizona, you can't carry too much water. So
True.
The Summit seems like it carries a lot of water, so I like that. Also looking at the Pike Gear vests. I think it's the Wingman.
Yep.
Just kind of right now, just kind of looking at those two right now. We'll see if I get one for this season or not. The Pella is still going strong, but it's seen better days.
Yeah, my old vest, I guess outside when I was a little kid, my dad bought me a little kind of vest that wouldn't last very long. Or it lasted me at least when I was a kid.
Yeah.
My first vest I think I got when I was like 14.
Mm-hmm.
Like a first actual vest. My uncle got me a game height vest, just like a basic.
Oh, yeah.
It's not basic, but it's just like a brown
it's
and
like
orange.
The starter vest.
Yeah. But it lasted me until I got this Final Rise. Like,
yeah.
I wore it every season. Like it.
Yeah.
And I always will look for like that same model again, but I can never find it. Like everything looked a little more subpar quality. I'm not sure if, I don't know, in the late 90s if the quality was a little better. Maybe it was.
Probably made in the U.S. back then.
That easily could be. But yeah, that's cool. So we'll have to see what you end up with. I have the Legacy Final Rise. I kind of, for water, that's the only thing I don't like.
Yeah.
I can't carry enough water.
Yeah.
I can carry, especially for two dogs. One dog, I had like enough for her, and then I carried like a 32-ounce Nalgene for me, and I would never need that much, so I would just top hers off if needed, and then have more in the truck, but oftentimes I won't need back to the truck until, for hours, so,
yeah.
And if it was warm at all out, or she was working hard, which she usually does, I guess that was fine, but two dogs, I feel like I can't carry enough. I get like, what's that in like EVs? Range anxiety? I get like water anxiety. Of like, crap, I'm getting low. Should I stop and go back? And if I go back, I'm actually going to go back out.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I always do like once my water's half gone, turn around, go back.
Turn around, yeah, that's probably smart.
That's where it goes. But like, like we talked about in the previous episodes of like me hunting,
yeah,
for hours upon hours. The more water I carry means the longer I get to go hunt.
I know if I'm back at the truck, I'm going to be like, well, I don't know. I think we're good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I got a new piece of gear here last week, or I picked it up. I got it a while ago, but in Washington there's a 2-week waiting period on, well, that's a spoiler, a new shotgun. I've been looking at a new shotgun for a little bit. Last year I had a 12-gauge over-under that I also got about the same time I got the original vest when I was about 14 from my dad. A Meraki, like, imported, like, it was like through an importer, I think. We were trying to do some detective work in this gun. I still don't know the model of it, but shot it for, how long has it been, like 25 years or so? And it's done me well, but it's just getting old and getting a little worn out, and so I was looking for something else. Last year I bought a 20 gauge, the CZ Woodcock G2, the Sportsman's Edition, from Sportsman's Warehouse, and I shot it last year, really liked it. Especially for the price. Sorry for the dog noise in the background. They've decided to start play fighting. All right, maybe they're calming down. Really like that 20 gauge. So then this year I was looking at some Brownings. I was looking at a few others, some Razzinis, and like the BR110, the Razzini BR110.
Oh yeah.
Browning Satori Hunter, Browning Satori CXS. But honestly, that I went with the same model CZ Woodcock at a quarter of the price of those guns.
Yeah.
So, picked it up. Have not shot it yet. It's down in the safe. But obviously opened it up, cleaned it. The thing I have that I don't know, maybe I haven't told you this yet, Jared. The tolerances on it are very tight.
Yeah.
At the store, at Sportsman's Warehouse, only one guy in the store could actually get it together, including me. And at first, I'm like, something's wrong with this gun. Like, I've shot over-under, for 25 years. And we could not get the gun together. And the guy walks over and just popped it together. And I'm like, what am I missing? He's like, the tolerances are very tight. He's like, they'll wear in. I'm like, okay. And closing is very tight, which is what you want. You don't want something loose. You want something to wear in over time, which is fine. So I'm going to keep it all together until I get a lot of rounds through it.
You just got to break it open. Just do it a couple times,
Yeah, no, well,
break it and close, break it and close.
I've done it many times. It's still...
Just do that while you're watching TV.
Very tight.
Yeah.
But the guy there, I actually know him, that was able to put it together. He's worked there forever. And he's like, if you have a problem with it, like, just call me until it's broken in. So we'll see if I have to go back down to Sportsman's Gun Counter to have him put it back together for me, which is only slightly embarrassing, but
it's okay.
No, so far it looks good. It's much heavier than the 20 gauge. 20 gauge, I think, I'll have the actual weights here. I think it was about 6.5 pounds roughly, which is a weight I like. That's a little bit on the light side. Nice for carrying, obviously. Not great for recoil. Not great for a nice, smooth, consistent swing. And then this gun was, I sent to you, Jared.
Almost 8 pounds, wasn't it?
It was almost 8 pounds. It was
like
7 pounds, 12 ounces.
Yeah.
It was advertised much lighter.
Yeah.
Which I guess if you buy a Turkish gun, that's just how it goes. Like,
there's the translation issue. Kilograms a pound.
Oh, is it translated? So I was thinking just, general quality. Like, it's not like, it could be a various amount of weights, but here's the average. I don't know. Is mine heavier? I looked on some message boards, and it seems like most people say it's a little heavier. It's not heavy where it won't work in the field, but if I had a long hunt, I would consider bringing the 20 gauge.
Yeah.
Like, that's how heavy it is. I'd be like, ugh.
Why did you go with 12 gauge?
Because I already had the 20.
Because you already had the 20?
Yeah. Are you saying versus like going the other way?
Well, just like what was the reason? Because you had the 20, so like what was the reasoning? Like,
I liked the 20 a lot.
Right.
I shot it. The first bird I hit with it last year, which was the first bird I got with that gun at all, was a dove.
Sure.
Crossing shot. Went out and shot it. I went and shot clays. Did fine with it. I shot clays with it all year and shot trap. And then what? Pheasants. Never had a problem hitting pheasants with it, like being a smaller gauge than the 12.
Sure.
I've been shooting 12 my whole life essentially. Right. Besides, I don't know, maybe it's just old habits die hard. I'm like, well, I need a 12.
Right.
Like, I can't just have a 20 gauge.
No, that's true. I think it opens up a few things too, especially here in Washington State. We're largely non-toxic only.
That's a big thing.
And so it's not that you can't get good 20 gauge non-toxic stuff, because I've shot 20 gauge for a while too.
Okay, yeah.
But it's just the 12 gauge stuff is just a lot easier to find. And it's nice, especially like when we go out of town or whatever like that. It's nice to like bring 12 gauge because I know I can get something regardless of where I'm at. For whatever the weird reason is, I forgot shells or something like that, which has never happened to me. But
yeah, I was actually low on shells last year for my 20 gauge, and I couldn't during the week I went to go find some for hunting that weekend just locally, and I couldn't find any that I wanted. Like, I found some steel.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. I needed non-tox, and I wanted Kent fast steel, and I couldn't find any 20 gauge anywhere.
Yeah.
I think I finally found some like the next week, and I had enough to kind of get me through. But I was like, well, this sucks. There's 12 gauge everywhere. So that's a good point too. I remember feeling that last year. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I there's other gauges I like to try. I know, Jared, you're very curious about that too, from 16 to 28. But like, maybe it goes back to our hunting styles. I'm like, I really want to have more different shells. I have to keep track of and find. Maybe that's kind of fun, trying to find the different gauges. But I don't know if I want to venture out of the 12 and 20.
Yeah, I have, like I said before, I have an 870. It's a synthetic stock 870. It's, I think, About the same age as my vest, actually. I think that's probably about 14 years old.
Okay.
The bluing's basically worn off of it at this point.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, the bluing's basically worn off of it. Things shot, everything. You know, I've upgraded a bunch of parts on it just because that's who I am as a person. And then, you know, just 12 gauge and stuff like that. That's what I've shot. But then also, like I said, last year I picked up a Remington 1148 or a 48 Sportsman's.
Yep.
In 12 gauge, 26-inch barrel vent rib with improved cylinder choke that's fixed. I think the gun is made in the 50s, I want to say.
Yeah, wow.
Completely refinished it, redid the stock and stuff like that. But again, because we live in Washington State, we have to do non-toxic. I didn't feel super comfortable buying steel and shooting it through the gun. So I picked up some bismuth,
nice.
bismuth, I think number 5s, and shot that quite a bit last year. So I have no problem buying weird shells and stuff like that. I'm also always currently looking for shotguns. So
right.
That's always something that I'm always looking at. But yeah, I like the weird stuff. I'd like to get a 16, just try it. I've killed stuff with a 12, a 20, and a 410, 16, and the 28, and I guess the 10, but I don't want one of those. Or the two I'm missing. But always look for new shotguns.
Yeah. Well, how's your new Springer Bones doing? You got my Springer shirt running around our feet and causing problems with the wiring for my computer, which makes me a little nervous. But how's Bones doing?
Bones is doing good. He's currently sitting about just over 15 pounds right now.
Oh, he's growing.
So he's getting bigger. Still doing like this normal stuff. We're working on stay now. He's got his place board's really good, sits really good, recall's good. We, do puppy walks, play a little hide and seek and stuff with him. I'll let him go out and just kind of drop behind a bush and wait for him to come find me. He found mud puddles today during our morning run this morning, and I don't know if it's a genetic thing or what, but he just basically rolled in the mud puddle for a while. It was pretty cool. But I'm gonna have to start bringing a towel with me, I think.
Yeah, I saw so if you follow us on Facebook, I think, did you post on Instagram as well?
Instagram too, yeah.
He posted some videos of Bones running through the mud, and he was enjoying himself.
He does, yeah.
He was running back and forth through it at his top speed, it looked like, just ripping through that mud puddle. So that's good to see. I mean, that's good that he's, from my amateur dog training mind, it's like, okay, he sees a different kind of quote-unquote cover.
Yeah.
And my Springers love mud too. Like, if they see mud, they run to it. Maybe there's something to that. But he sees a different type of quote-unquote cover, and he's like, I'm going to go check it out. And he runs through it with vigor and excitement. So I think that's nothing but a good sign outside for you having to probably give him a bath or something.
Yeah. No, he does do good. He does seem, it's kind of interesting when you take him to like a new place. He sticks really close, sometimes either right beside me or right behind me, and I kick him in the face a lot, not intentionally, but just because he's right on my feet. And then when we turn around to go back, that's when he's like, oh, wait, I've been through here. I'm good. I'm going to start running again.
Oh, that's awesome. So you actually see that confidence grow on the same walk.
Yeah, it's getting good. We ran into a couple of quail a couple days ago. It was kind of fun watching them. It was so thick that there's no way he would even have gotten into them, or had been able to get to them at this point. But it was kind of fun watching them kind of sniff around, check them out. There was a bunch of actually like little ping pong size quail. And so it looked like there's a couple different family groups in there because there's some kind of mid-range.
Those are pretty young for this time of year.
Yeah, and that was the other thing I saw, but I also saw some slightly bigger ones that were like just learning to fly.
Oh, okay.
And so it looked like there was a bunch of, maybe a second hatch, I'm not sure, but I ran into a bunch of quail this year. So I mean, assuming everything else goes the way it's supposed to be going, we should have a pretty decent year this year with quail.
I don't want to jinx it, but I'm a little excited for the numbers this year.
Last year was good too.
Last year's the best I've seen since I was a teenager in Washington State. And I know it was good for like Huns and Sharpies across the upper Midwest. I've heard a lot about that, and I was out there a little bit part of that, and saw some even with flushing dogs. We weren't really even looking for them. So I think this year's looking good. I'm seeing numbers across other states that look good for different species. So hopefully this year's a good year.
Yeah.
Good to have a pup if it's a good year. When's dog training season start? Is it August 1 in Washington?
I think it's August, but I gotta read that again because I don't know if looking at it, it's because it's kind of confusing and I haven't really spent a lot of time checking it out. But I believe the way it looks like that might be in Western Washington only.
Is it?
Only on specific grounds. So I don't know if it's available everywhere, but I don't like not really trained on these birds. I'm just kind of walking around.
Sure. No, you're just on a walk.
Yeah.
And if you happen to flush. But you can take, a certain date you can take dogs out and actually run them and as if you were going to shoot, but not.
I think the big thing right now is the ticks are bad.
Yeah. Have you been pulling ticks off bones?
Yes.
Oh, no.
I have.
Have you been... Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I've been pulling ticks off bones. Right now what we're doing is as soon as we get home, I'm kind of brushing them, just trying to get them used to that kind of stuff.
This coat's pretty short still, right?
It is pretty short, thankfully, but just to kind of... It's more of a... Later on, I'm assuming we're probably going to have to be doing this a lot more.
Probably.
It's kind of like more of a familiarity thing with it.
Yeah, smart.
And so I've been trying to get, if I find a tick or whatever like that, like just getting rid of it, obviously, as soon as I can. And then...
Do you have them on, like, NextGuard or any of those yet?
I don't yet. I'm trying to figure out...
I'm not sure when the age range is for that.
That's the other thing. And then, in all honesty, like, I've had dogs my entire life, and then we're kind of like... we do our shots ourselves. That's what we've always done. Shots ourselves, and then just let the dog live their life. And then, I mean, our dogs live 15, 16 years typically. And so, like, we don't really do a lot of, I guess, preventative maintenance is probably not the right word, but we don't do a lot of vet trips and stuff like that. So this is all, like, I'm doing a lot more of that stuff now because, well, I mean, I want to, and, it's probably good for him. He's going to be exposed to a lot more stuff than my regular dogs are, so.
Sure.
But yeah, I got to figure out some tick stuff for him, I think, and then then
I think like the NextGuard. I think that's the brand I use. I think that's the most popular brand. But there's a lot out there now, so that's just the one I happen to use. But I think they're all pretty much the same. But I order it through Chewy.
Oh, okay.
But you have to send it to a vet for a prescription.
Yeah.
So I just sent it to my vet, and they just approve it, and then I have it come in. Like a dose every 3 months, like 3 doses come in. And I give them a dose once a month. Yeah. But I don't know. Ticks like I had a problem with ticks. I took my cocker out to Gunbreaker in like I think it was August, whatever year that was, and she came back covered in ticks. Yeah. And gave her the tick bath, cut them off and stuff. But that's when I'm like, do I really want to bring the dogs out that time of year and deal with all the ticks, or wait until it's a little bit later in the season? It's another reason maybe not to take them definitely on top of the heat. Because I worry so much about them as being covered in them. And NextGuard helps, but it doesn't keep them from bringing them home. And ugh, what a mess. I know. Yeah. I'm a little on the other side of that, where I'm like, I'd rather just not deal with that. I know a lot of you out there listening and be like, what are you talking about? I pull ticks off my dog all day. But we're kind of spoiled over here. It's so dry that ticks really aren't much of a thing unless you're by the river. Or that kind of thing. If you're in the higher, drier areas, there's really not. Like, even this time of year, there's not. Yeah. So you could pick and choose, I guess. But you're not... Growing up, I rarely had ticks on me or my dog. So, in my mind, it's like, a tick, this is the end of the world. Like, I don't want to deal with this. But I know it's a lot more common for a lot of the people in other locations.
Yeah. I know that we're by the river right now, so a lot of my training stuff is close to the river. So, that's just kind of where we ended up. And then the one other thing I've been doing with him is... just kind of off and on. I bought a little kid's cap gun.
Cool.
And then just been doing some just minor, like just firing it a little
How's
bit
he been?
Here and there. Just he doesn't even care.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother him at all. So just trying to get him. So I mean, but I also have 4 kids in my house. It's always noisy.
Yeah, noises.
Yeah,
nothing.
So it's not a big deal. But just want to try to
That's smart.
Get them used to it sooner possible. That way it's I don't have to worry about it later on. Because I think I'm gonna try and gun break him next month. Probably towards the end.
That's probably
end of August.
End of August. That's what I would do too if I were you.
End of August, target. Make sure he's get guns broken, and that way we can head into the season and training season. It's not a hunting season. It's going to be a training season.
Puppy season.
It's puppy season.
Puppy season.
So hunting will happen, but it'll be training mostly.
Yeah.
But then I like also, try to get once it cools down a little bit, maybe get our dogs together and go run our dogs together. Yeah,
we're just talking about that. Jared's taking his dog out at 5 a.m. or some crazy thing. And he's like, we got to go out. I'm like, it's too hot. And he goes, wake up early. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been it's been triple digits here for a couple weeks now, 3 weeks or so.
Something like that.
I think it's supposed to cool off next weekend down to like the mid 90s, high 80s. So that's actually cooling down.
Yeah.
But, Yeah, my dogs have been essentially just in the backyard chasing tennis balls for exercise, but even that, in the heat, they wear out so fast.
Yeah.
And then come in and drink tons of water. So that's all. We've been laying low during this heat.
Well,
just kind of counting down towards hunting season.
Well, speaking of that,
yeah,
in the super hot times and stuff like that,
yeah.
like what I know what I like to do is I watch a lot of YouTube videos.
Right, me too.
A lot of hunting stuff. So I figured we kind of go into like what cool YouTube videos we watch, just in case you guys aren't aware of them and stuff like that. Obviously, we're not sponsored by any of these guys, but
no,
it's just more of a hey, this is who we like. This is who we've kind of started
we're
watching
fans,
and stuff like that. We're fans. Like, you know, if you guys have a cool video or something like that you guys are, or a cool channel that you guys watch that we're unaware of, like, let us know.
Yeah.
More hunting content is not the worst thing ever.
Yeah. So, it's just funny. Jared and I are kind of sharing some of our favorite channels. Like, oh, I like this. He goes, I like that. And a couple of them we both watched and knew of, but I think maybe the majority of them, both of us were like to the other, well, who's that? I never heard of that one. And it's like, oh, it's great. So there's so much content out there. I remember being younger, pre YouTube, it was like if you had the Sportsman's Channel or one of those channels, or sometimes was it like ESPN2 or something? There'd be like Fox Sports. There'd be something on like at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah,
like a guy shooting whitetails in Georgia out of a tree stand, high fence area.
Stand.
Like it'd be stuff like that.
Yeah,
and I'm not even a deer hunter, but I'd, you know, eat that up.
Right.
But now on, you know, from YouTube to podcasts to everything, if you're into something, you'll find tons of content on it. And then you find anyone, they have at least a handful of 1,000 views if they're halfway decent, if not more. So it's kind of cool. So one of the ones I probably watch the most just for pure upland hunting. Well, before I get started, I think pointing dogs in general for upland hunting are probably more popular.
Yes.
Amongst, if you just took a census of upland hunters.
Yeah.
Maybe the lab's the most popular because they're so available.
But I think upland-centric ones, though, you're going to
if you took upland-centric, maybe there's qualifiers to put, like, how serious of an upland hunter is someone versus, like, I have a lab and we go out on opening day at a release site.
Yeah.
Or a preserve.
Right.
Okay. Pointers are very popular. And I notice on YouTube, speaking just of YouTube, pointing dog breeds, you see more often on YouTube.
Yeah.
But then I also got to thinking, it would be tough with a flusher because what I think a lot of people do is they wear a GoPro.
Yeah.
And then when a dog is on point, they can turn it on.
Yeah.
Or I don't have a GoPro, so I think there's some features where you can press a button and it back records.
So I have one because because I had a GoPro because I shot. I used it when I shot competitively.
Okay.
And so it was just you tap a button on the top. You know, I had it mounted.
And that just that's record.
Yeah, just record and stuff like that. So I mean, you could probably do it, but you'd have to almost have it like run almost all day, or during your hunt.
Someone I was watching was showing. I'm sure a lot of people use this. They have they put like a backup battery in their vest.
Yeah.
And run a cord. It's where.
But they also have that shot cam one that goes on the front of your gun too.
Yes, there's that too. Right.
So you can get that one too. But I think a lot of guys probably run just a GoPro or...
Seems that way.
Seems that way.
But I was thinking with a pointer, that's easier. You have some indication that you may have a flush here in a second.
Yeah.
With a flushing dog, you have to run it all day or just not have a shot. Unless there's some sort of feature technology I'm not aware of where you can it stores it somewhere. Wouldn't it be in the cloud? Because you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, so... If you...
Where you could press a button capture 30 minutes around this button press.
Well, you could
5
do
minutes?
some of the I have experience with cameras that do that. They usually do 30 seconds after the button's pressed, or 30 seconds before the button is pressed.
Okay, so it's okay. So that could work, but you have to flush a bird, shoot it, remember to press the button.
Yeah.
Capture that 30 seconds of before, and then record moving forward through the rest of the retrieve and whatnot.
Yeah, I think you'd probably have to do it kind of you'd almost have to, like I said, just run it almost the entire hunt.
Yeah.
Or
you'd have to find a way to do that, I think, with flushing dogs.
And then you'd have to just do a lot of editing.
Yeah.
Just to get it down to the boring parts, or not the boring parts, but where you're just walking around.
Right.
But I think you can still do it. But anyway.
So my favorite. That being said, I'm just saying my favorite is a pointing dog guy.
Yeah.
I think he pretty much only runs short hairs and wire hairs, and that's Eric Forrester. his channel. So he seems to hunt. It looks like the little research on him kind of when I started watching his channel. But it looks like he and maybe his brother own a kennel, I think, out in Iowa for wire hairs. And he has some very good dogs. And he hunts all over Montana. I saw he was in Hell's Canyon, Iowa, up and down the Midwest. So watching him, he has some great shots. He does good voiceover work. He has a drone, and like his intros to his videos are great because he has a lot of drone footage. Like in Hell's Canyon, I think he had his drone look like out like above his boat as he was going down the Snake River in Hell's Canyon, and it was just some gorgeous cool shots. Like it was glass. The river is glass. It looked awesome. And then he gets some cool shots there and does a lot of talking. There's a lot of people. Maybe this kind of started with Meat Eater, and even that's very produced, right? But compared to how it used to be for outdoor video, it's showing more real side of hunting, and it feels more like, oh yeah, that's how I hunt too. Like, oh, they missed one, you're like, oh yep. It used to be that you never saw a miss. 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, in hunting media. But you see these misses, you explain like, oh, this happened to my dog, or oh, the dog had this happen, or they run across the snake or something, and you'll get to see that and talk about it, and it feels more like hunting. So when he has a new video out, I always watch that right away. He has a cool truck set up too. I think he has a Ford Raptor with a canopy and a cool kennel set up in the back. So I'm always a little jealous watching his setup and seeing how he does things. But seems like a cool guy. Puts out some really quality content. Really enjoy it. And that's someone I mentioned I don't think Jared had heard of before now. So
no, that one.
And he gets, I think his videos are 10 to 20,000 views each. So like has a good sized audience for upland bird hunting, like as niche as that can be. Has a pretty good audience. So I think it's something also that you could show someone who's not a hunter and they would appreciate. Like, oh, okay, I kind of get this now.
Cinematography of it.
Like it would look good. He explains it in a way where you can watch it as a hunter and appreciate it and like it. But if you're a non-hunter, you can be like, oh, I get what that means and how that works. So anyhow, that's kind of the first thing I want to talk about. Jared, how about you?
So I've been watching a lot of the Northwest Wing Shooter.
I like him too. That's one I've been watching too.
I like his stuff. It's Northwest. It's kind of more where we hunt, which is kind of cool. I believe he runs Brittany's. I've always kind of liked Brittany's.
Me too.
But I believe he runs Brittany's.
He's to give his. I think his are out of Sunburst Brittany's, which are just
I think so
southeast of us down in Idaho. Kind of.
I think that's where his base is, Idaho as well.
I think so.
But I like his videos. He's got good just good content. Honestly, they're good. The videos are good. They're he's got he does some voiceover stuff. He's got some pretty cool guests and stuff.
I like his music.
Music's not bad. Yeah,
it's like Western music. It sounds cool.
I
was whistling. I watched his newest episode this morning. And I was making lunch with my son, and I was like whistling the music in it, and my son was giving me crap for it. Northwest Wing Shears is good. That's really good stuff. If I were to ever get a pony dog, I'll never say never. I don't know if I ever will, but if I ever did, I'd probably get a Brittany, and I'd probably get one from that kennel because I looked into them before. I knew that's where his Brittany's are from, and I will watch his content. Like, oh, he has some good dogs. I like his dogs. I like how they work. They seem to work kind of closer. And maybe that's just the terrain that they're in. And then I was looking at Sunburst Brittany's, just dinking around on the internet looking at Brittany's.
Because you look at dogs.
I look at
shotguns.
I look at
upland gear. That's basically what you look at.
That's pretty much my browser history. But I was looking at Sunburst, and then his recent videos, he's been hunting with the breeder from Sunburst Brittany's, and I'm like, oh my gosh, well, two worlds have crossed in my head, and if I ever got one, I think that's where I'd go. Okay, so anything else about Northwest Wing Shooters?
No, I just like his stuff. Honestly. It's nice to see the Northwest.
Because you don't see a lot of that. A lot of it's middle, which I get. That's where the birds are. But I mean, he's hunting chuckers and huns and grouse, things that we have here. And he'll eventually get into quail and pheasant. So for shotguns, I think this is the channel I probably watch the most. Period. And that's TGS Outdoors. If you're probably familiar with this, if you're not, if you saw one of the videos, you'd be like, oh yeah, I've seen one of these before. It's essentially, they're out of the UK, and it's a lot of really like the cinematography is awesome. It's all about. I mean, it's all about shotguns, mostly double barrel, mostly over-unders. They get other things as well. They get some side-by-sides, they get into semi-autos a little bit. Um, but it ranges from driven hunts over in the UK to shotgun reviews to going to large tournaments to go into the manufacturing plants uh, of like Beretta. I know they've been to Rosini and a few others. So it's just the content's varied. The content's very good. The cinematography is awesome. It gives you like I think there's an appreciation for a nice shotgun that in America exists. It exists more so maybe in Europe, especially in the UK and probably Italy. Um, but if you ever want to try to explain that to someone, like they wouldn't understand, especially in America. It's like it's a gun. It's just a gun.
You have to get
even
right
hunters.
People. Yeah,
it's
you
like,
have to get the right people.
It's like I need a new gun for duck hunting. Oh, go get a Benelli 3-block Eagle 2, like or 3, whatever they are now. Like
3s.
You're good.
Yeah.
Like great, okay, you're set. Like that's a great gun. Nothing wrong with that gun.
Yeah.
But there's a lack of like if you're trying to explain to even another hunter, a fellow shotgun enthusiast, or a non-hunter. I had a friend who's really into guitars and knew everything about them. And I showed him. I was trying to explain shotguns, and he was kind of getting it. Like, oh, they're kind of similar. The things were like, it's wood, it's metal, it's craftsmanship, it's art,
right?
It's all these things together, and both of those things,
right?
And then I sent him the Rosini tour, from TGS Outdoors, and he was like, I get it now. I've watched that video like 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, so I think there's something to TGS Outdoors that they really, like anyone watching it. It's a low entry point for someone to try to understand kind of the passion behind shotguns.
Yeah.
Then also with the hunting and shooting that goes along with it. So as a channel, I definitely watch the most.
Yeah.
So Jerry, do you have another shotgun one? I think that you like.
I do a lot of I watched a lot of Target Focus Life.
Yeah.
I like some. He's got a lot of good reviews and stuff like that.
I go to him for reviews for sure.
Yeah, that's a lot of his stuff. Just to see the different guns, and because he breaks them down. Like he kind of tells you like this is a cast. This is kind of like the, all the different specs and all that stuff. And I like it. Just kind of gives you at least a consistent view across different guns. Like especially if you're looking at like a specific over and under or something like that.
Yep.
Or a couple different over and unders, you can kind of like at least. He's pretty consistent about everything on how he tests guns and stuff like that.
He has the same kind of process he goes through when he tests his guns, and
which is kind of cool.
And he's like a trick shooter.
Yeah.
Just when he's doing something, he's making the gun do more than I'll ever make it do.
Oh yeah, 100%.
At least in a one-off test.
Yes.
So it's kind of comforting. It's like, oh, he's happy with how it works here.
Yeah.
Cool. One that I watch that's not really hunting. It's more dog training. Is Stoney Dennis, commonly referred to as Uncle Stoney. He's a dog trainer. I think he's out of Kentucky or Tennessee. I can't recall. One of the two. And he's a dog trainer, and he has most of his dogs I see come through are labs. He has a saying that all dogs want to be labs and all labs want to be black. He has a lot of black labs. But he has dogs. He has all sorts of dogs, from doodles to springers to GSPs, all over the place. But I like his training approach. There's not a lot of training on pure like upland hunting, but a lot of it there's some crossover. He'll do some retrieving stuff. He does his big thing. I think if you're to ask him is getting dogs and socializing them with different environments. From not just the outdoors, like he puts them on kayaks and he'll put them on ATVs and make them ride an ATV and get them used to doing that. But he introduces it all in a gentle and positive way, it seems like.
So being good citizens.
Being good citizens, but then also it's like he wants a dog that you could take to a brewery.
Yes. And
it would sit down. I can take one of my dogs to a brewery, the other one I take, and it doesn't last long because she's a little hype.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bridget, I'm looking at you. She's looking at me like, me?
You just gotta go
I love
more.
going to the brewery.
You just gotta go more.
Gotta go more, and I have been taking her more, and she is getting better. She goes under the table and hangs out more so than she used to. She used to be like, luckily the brewery I go to is, they like dogs, and they appreciate all dogs.
Yeah.
Anyhow, but Stoney, he really focuses on a lot of, like, it seems like a more positive approach to training, and just, his videos are fun. He's an entertaining guy. You get to see lots of different dogs. He knows his dogs really well. He knows all the training. You can tell really, really well. He has a pretty big following. So if you're into dog training, want to know more, check out Stony Dennis. Now, Jared, I think you have one more.
So I did, but I was going to talk about a different one that I just remembered. Since
yeah.
you're talking about dog ones, is Hampshire Spaniel training.
Okay, I've seen him a little bit.
I've watched a couple of his stuff. He's got some really good ones. Just because he does a lot of like, hey, I just got a 8-week-old or 10-week-old or whatever like that. He's predominantly cockers and springers.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all he does.
He's out of the UK as well, right?
He is out of the UK. I like some of his stuff. He's got some good, I watched some of his videos just trying to like figure out what to do with the dogs and with bones and stuff like that. And it's just he breaks it down in a good way, easily digestible and understandable, especially when you're new to the whole thing. It's nice to the way he does his content is actually really good.
Yeah, I like his stuff too. I've watched a lot of his stuff. I'll like search for a certain type of issue I'm having, like how do I do X with my dog?
Yeah,
and he pops up a lot.
He does.
And when he already has spaniels and they're fieldbred spaniels, it makes it much easier because you're working with some sort of the same mindset.
Yeah.
Anyhow, well, great. If you have any YouTube channels or other kind of hunting upland social media you like, why don't you shoot us something on social media or email us? Let us know what you like, something maybe we haven't heard of. There's got to be more that we haven't heard of and haven't run across than what we have, and that's probably true of everyone. So share a good channel that you have out there. Let us know.
Yeah.
And with that, thanks for listening. Check us out on all of our social media. We're on pretty much everything that you might be on. And then also our merchandise on our shop. You can get the link in the description. I kind of updated that, added some more things in there. So go ahead and check that out. Did a lot of work with the logo, trying to make it easier to put on merchandise, put it that way, but it took some time. So go check that out. And then as always, we're ad-free. We're listener-supported. So go to our Patreon if you want to help subscribe. It's an easy $2 a month. You can subscribe and help us out. Always optional, though. Until then, we'll talk to everyone later. Thank you for listening to Go Flush Yourself podcast. Check us out on Instagram and X. As an ad-free show, we are completely listener-supported. If you would like to help us, please find us on Patreon for an easy $2 per month donation. We also have Go Flush Yourself merchandise available, including stickers. Check out the podcast description or the Patreon page for more information.